What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Simulation Central YouTube channel. I am Tyler Langford. Welcome back, and hopefully you guys have all checked out the first season. As we see the stats up on the screen now, we have completed our first season. It was a part-time schedule, understandably, but those stats, that's pretty solid. So I think we made a solid name for ourselves among the Cup guys. And we'll just kind of see what's going on. Now, we have some options here. We can sign a contract, or we could also start a race team. We also unlocked that ability last episode as well. So I think what we're going to do after all of the comments and everything, I think the best thing to do for this series is to sign a contract, which is what we will do. And so we will go ahead and move forward with that. So advancing to the off season, we've got a lot to take care of. We've got the off-season free agency moves. We've got the retirements. We've got all kinds of rule changes and things that we can do. But we'll just kind of see how it is once we get there. So as we arrive at the main menu, we've got retirements, expiring contracts, NASCAR rule changes, 1996 schedule changes, and the NASCAR banquet on the screen. We'll go ahead and start with the retirements. So, as you can see there, Jeff Bodine, the 86 Daytona 500 winner, the 87 IROC champion, and the 1982 Rookie of the Year, is going to step away after 18 wins in the Cup Series. Derek Cope, also the 1990 Daytona 500 winner, he is going to step away from full-time competition as well with 2 wins. So we'll go ahead and move on with that. So as you can see, we'll move on to the expiring contracts. Now this is really interesting. We've got Jeff Burton in the Stavola Brothers number 8 Ford. He's a free agent. Dick Trickle, Morgan Shepherd, Michael Waltrip, Todd Bodine, as well as Davy Jones and Mike Wallace. So that is an interesting group of talent. We'll see where they end up. We'll go ahead and exit out of that. And we will take a look at the NASCAR rule changes. So we'll go ahead and scroll down and take a look at the rule changes. So we could implement no practice, no happy hour, randomized qualifying, implement chase system, change point systems, yada, yada, yada. I don't think we're going to do that much because the point system is already going to change a ton throughout our career anyway with the starting point that we have. So we'll go ahead and get out of that. We'll go ahead and take a look at the schedule. Nothing crazy here. We can change the tracks if we want to. Like I said, the season is already going to change a ton from now until, a few years into our career. Like, in just just next season in 97, we've got a couple of more tracks getting added as well as North Wilkesboro leaving. So we'll be able to put North Wilkesboro back up on here eventually, but right now I just think I want the NASCAR thing to kind of play its course. So we'll go ahead and save it, and we'll go back to the main menu. So we've got the banquet, and it's just got all of the winners from each race. Okay, so that's pretty average. We kind of took a look at that last episode. It's also got our stats over here as well. So we'll go ahead and exit out of that. As we come back, now it's time for free agency. So as we take a look at our list here, we've got 77 overall. Jeff Burton is probably the hottest commodity, as well as Todd Bodine with his season last year, a top 13 points finish. Michael Waltrip went up overall in points. He went up 3 points overall. That's pretty good for him. And so he is going to be another good driver up there, whereas Morgan Shepherd has kind of gone down. He was a 78. Now he's a 76. So we can take a look through the other drivers here. We've got Davy Jones, 67 overall. Mike Wallace, he gained a couple of overalls. Greg Sachs, Hut Strickland, Bobby Hillin Jr. And then we'll go to the bottom. We have Jimmy Means, Gary Bradbury, Billy Stambridge, and Randy LaJoy, of course. We'll see where those guys end up. We'll go ahead and scroll back to the top here. And then we will advance week. So we have a contract, so we'll take a look at that. So taking a look first and foremost, we have our Cup Series rides. So first we have the RCR 15 race deal with the 31 team. That is a pretty good ride, as we see 4 stars. I imagine with this being a new team, the normal 5-star Richard Children organization has kind of lost a star there, just because this will be a new team for them, and new teams will struggle their first season in competition. The next one is the 15 car of the Bud Moore Engineering Machine. That's another that's a Ford. There is to be determined sponsorship on that, and that's a 3-star car. That's a 2-year ride, so that'll be an interesting fit. The 77 Jasper Engines Ford, they're giving me a 2-year contract as well, but however, these are the 2-star rides starting here, and like we said, I think the 2-star and the single-star cars, I think we can compete with them. We showed that last year in the 32 and in the 22 car, and that being a 3-star ride, that we can compete, but I just want to know over a whole season how many engines are we going to explode, So I think we'll just go ahead and keep looking at our options. We'll take a look at our Busch options here. Of course, the Roush Racing, that's probably the best ride we can get in terms of the Busch experience there. We kind of probably have the first year would be a full-time season, and then the next couple of years we might have to think about splitting time with Mark Martin, and then kind of wait for a ride to open up in Cup, because as of right now, I think Roush is pretty stock full. We'll see what they do with the 99 car this year. We'll see who they pick up and put in the 99 cars. That's its first year of competition was in 96, so we'll see what they do this year. I don't know if the Jack Roush option will be the best bet, nor will the Joe Gibbs Busch Series ride either. I don't think any of these Busch Series rides stand out to me, so we'll go ahead and jump to the Craftsman Truck Series. Now, as you can see here, the Craftsman Truck, it's pretty much the cream of the crop. The only one that I'm missing here is the Ford camp. I don't have anybody from the Ford camp. I imagine Penske or, Roush are interested in me driving for their Busch Series programs. But interestingly, no Penske offers. But anyway, we'll take a look. And I think the obvious one that's going to jump out here are the 25 truck and the 16 truck driving for DEI and Rick Hendrick, respectively. So I think those are the two obvious bets. And with me being a Hendrick Motorsports fan, I think I'm toward that option probably a little bit more. Though the 16 Napa car, driven by Ron Hornaday in its day, was a really competitive car. Also, we have the Petty Enterprises. We could drive the 43 truck for Petty Enterprises, which would be really cool. It would give us, like, I don't know, a better option to get a Cup ride sooner, because, in Hendrick's camp and in DEI's camp, there's not really a whole lot of options for openings until about 2001. But with Hendrick, I think we might be able to slot into that 25 car. We might be able to beat Ricky Craven into that if we perform well enough in trucks. But also the 43 car, we have Bobby Hamilton who drives that. We have John Andretti who drives that. We have several different people throughout the 90s and early 2000s that drive that car. So I think we could offer some stability there. Obviously, Adam Petty's going to come up, and we'll see what happens with him. And, I just think that right now, the best option, even though there's no sponsor, I think we can work that out. I mean, it is Hendrick. We'll have the best equipment. We'll be able to get a sponsor. If not, have Rick Hendrick find us a sponsor relatively quickly. So I think we'll go ahead and click on the Rick Hendrick offer. As you can see, Mr. Langford, we are very impressed here at Hendrick Motorsports with your driving. What do you think about driving some tests this winter for our truck program? Our goal is to win races and to compete for championships at every level. I think seat time in the Craftsman Truck Series could do you some good. I have seen you race, and I am prepared to offer you a $20,000 salary with an additional 20% of the event purses. Of course, all other winnings you can keep as well. I expect you to qualify in the top 25, rather. Qualify in the top 25 for each race. Well, that's a pretty good goal. Finish each race in the top 10. Wow, okay, so Hendrick is not pulling any punches. He expects to win and win early. As far as sponsor goals go, I will be contacting you with specific exposure goals for the season. What do you say, kid? So we have an option here to sign. I think this is a can't-miss opportunity. I mean, if we remember our stats, we had, I think it was 5 starts, 1 win at Atlanta, our first ever race. We had 2 top 5s, including our win, and then our second place finish last episode at Atlanta. And then we had a top 10 in the All-Star race. We finished 6th. So that was a really great season. We just kind of got buffed up there with some DNFs. We finished 29th and 31st respectively. So that kind of bumped our average finish down. But we did do really well. I think this Hendrick deal is what we need to do. And so we will go ahead and sign the deal. And as we see, it's going to simulate the rest of free agency. And we have back at the menu here, we can go ahead and advance week. As it looks like Jeff Burton will join Butchmock like we saw, Dick Trickle and TriStar Stavola Brothers for Morgan Shepherd. Michael Waltrip will sign Wood Brothers. Todd Bodine will be in the Roush Racing Machine, so that's pretty good for him. And the 99, I wonder if he'll bring the Exide sponsorship from his brother. We have Mike Wallace taking the Bobby Allison number 12. We have Hut Strickland taking the number 90, Don Levy Racing. And Bobby Hillen will take the Jasper Engine 77 ride. So that is another interesting go. As we see the last group here, nobody is going to pick up a ride. So I imagine they'll move down to the Busch Series. And that will be it for free agency. So some moves, I think we'll see more moves as the season goes on. So we'll go ahead and move forward. We'll jump into off-season testing. As we can see here, we just need to shake down the car. We need to stay on the racing surface and take no damage. We have Homestead, Miami, which in 1996 was very different from you younglings who may be watching. So this might be a fun surprise for you guys. And we got to complete 10 laps for the sponsor goals. And I think we can do that. So we'll go ahead and jump into that right now. And I will see you at the track. Alright, so we are loaded up and ready to go in our brand new North American Vans Chevy Silverado, the number 25 Hendrick Motorsports second truck entry. So, let's go ahead and jump out onto the 96 layout of Homestead. We got 10 laps that we need to complete without getting any damage and without spinning out. Should be tough. This is a tough layout. It's a really tricky course. There will be shifting. For those of us that don't know the original Homestead layout, which was more like a miniature Indianapolis. So we'll see what we can do. Those curves are deadly. Pass in wants to jump out on you. Really play with the throttle. Get a little piece of the wall there. I don't think it's going to cost us any damage though, so we're alright. Don't get the best exit out of 2. First lap completed. Get real out of shape on that one. Had to catch it. Comes our teammates out here. Of course, this is a Hendrick truck test. So we're going to have some Hendrick trucks out testing for upcoming season. really well here. A little bit loose out of 4 there, but we're doing just fine. Just need to stay smooth. Nearly halfway there. Ooh. Hopefully we didn't get any damage. We didn't. We'll take it easy. No reason to fail the challenge. There was no time pace to get. Wasn't bad. This is my first time ever seeing this place, so. And with this being the first race on the truck calendar, they picked a good spot to test. But we need to stay off these curbs down here, because it just sent me way up the track and got a terrible run through turn 2 there. Send me up the track again. Gorgeous. Halfway. Little bit loose, lethargic out of there. Kind of lost some momentum, but we're getting better. I definitely feel a rhythm to the track. Just really don't want to hit the wall. Not a very good 4, but a decent 3. Ooh, that was dicey. A little bit loose coming out the end of this. Taking good notes for the first race of the year. Figured we'd try the high line just to see in case we ever get put out there. Ooh. Bit of frame rate drop there, messed me up. It's alright, we'll power through it. We only have 2 more to go. We just need to keep these clean. Almost forgot to shift. That was my best 3 and 4 I think I'll run. Last lap here. not a very good exit or entrance to turn 2 there. As we finish up, not too bad. 42.8 was our fastest lap. We finished it up with a 42.95. We see some of our other teammates. There's Kenny Schrader there. Not too bad. Come down here, finish it up. Just in time. Alright, so we'll get back to, I imagine, the regular main page, and we'll get this all figured out, and I think we'll wrap this one up as we'll prepare for Speed Weeks. I imagine we'll go to Daytona before we start our Truck Series season. You know, we might run the Busch Clash as we've qualified for that last year, so we might get an offer to run the Busch Clash for somebody. We also might get an offer to, you know, perhaps participate in the Speed Weeks itself. So, wait for this to load. As it does, yes. So, I will leave it there for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in for our last episode of Season 1. We will begin Season 2 in the next episode. We will begin our full-time ride in the 1996 Craftsman Truck Series, driving for Rick Hendrick and the 25 American Vans. Something? 25 Chevrolet Silverado. So, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And I will see you guys next time.